Hello. I'm making this little crusty botched little video screaming into the void. I don't even have a way to cut it up, edit it, anything. I'm just gonna post this just as raw as a dog. Um it's just my final cry for help. It's not even really a cry for help, just something for someone to see, to resonate with, most likely after I leave this plane of existence. I don't know. I mean, I'm too much of a coward to ever do that to myself. But eventually I'm going. Everyone passes. But the point is, I won't ever be able to be myself. I know you couldn't tell, because of my skin, my black facial features, and the lack of hair. Whoa. I'm trans, and I'm a woman, and I'll never be able to genuinely bask in that glory and be that. I'm too poor to, and I can't get past the gender dysphoria to even be able to be myself, to even go out and make money, and even go under a single knife. you know. Sorry. I would like to edit that out, but I don't really have any resources. I don't have anything. I'm recording this on my this scrubby little phone, little Android. It's sitting on top of a water bottle in my grandma's house. I'm gonna be 25 in the next, I don't know how many days now. What is it? It's the freaking 20th. Sorry, I'm gonna sneeze again. It's the 20th. So I guess in 9 days. I do know. So in a week, in 2 days. And I'm as what people would see on the outside as a loser, an incel, as they say. I don't even know if that's a slur at this point, but that's what everyone would look at me and describe me as, and would say, I would love to come out. My family is very much, how this usually goes. If you clicked on this, you're probably trans yourself, or queer, or just an ally. And shout out to you for that. And I really on some Ragatha type mentality, I do want everyone to be happy, even if I don't get to be. It does break my heart, but there's nothing that I can really do in this situation. I would love to go out, go make money. The only thing I have now that I can do is go into the military, which is the utmost against what I need and want as a male to female transgender individual. I do not want to go into that all-time masculine environment. And when I hurt myself even more, that would definitely destroy my psyche. But what are you gonna do? I didn't ask for the skin I was born with. I didn't ask for this family. This class, impoverished, not really able to build upon anything. Had chances, had money before, scholarships, academically. I mean, it hurts me. Like, I could have been a doctor, man. I love school. Very, very good academically, very bad socially, autism, all that good stuff, ADHD, and I didn't really had really many friends, but that was also a big part of that because I didn't know myself, It's just kind of just called gay or slurs, F slurs, and then of course just the racial element inside of the transphobia at that too. I couldn't flick my wrist. My mom immediately. You get spanked for that. I know, right? Spanked, yeah, beat, hit. Couldn't can't sit a certain way, just toxic masculinity, even engulfed by the women, or engulfed into you by the women too. You would think, oh man, you would think the women would definitely, other women would see that femininity in me, in you, as in, just like in a person, and be like, oh man, I feel for you, I love you, and you're a woman. I can see that in you. There's nothing wrong with being a woman. But to them, I guess it gets internalized too. It's something wrong with being a woman, apparently. You're a wee haver. There's no way that you can, fit in with us. That doesn't make any sense. Now if you're gay, you can be homosexual. That's something that you can't be. But wearing a dress or a skirt as a wee haver, stop it. Please. It's so much easier, and I don't know or care if it's controversial to say, because it's the truth, the God honest truth, the one that I don't believe in. You shouldn't either, but it is what it is. I just can't stand any type of cult mind mentality or anything to do with organizations, because that's the very thing that destroyed me. I do certain groups, yeah, like obviously the LGBT, but even LGBT, like just labels and stuff, it doesn't mean that you're a good person. And I've come to realize that too. There's so many people out here that are not really the best people, and they're a part of the LGBT, they're a part of all that. And there are, literally even queer people who can be transphobic. It's just so insane as to how this stuff is actually real. This is already like 7 minutes long. I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm just this something that's gonna be seen by like 8 people. Won't blow up until like how do these videos work? 3 to 10 years from now, big gap, but it'll never. If you're watching My Little Pony, man, I'm just an F slur incel dude, and I'm just getting attention or whatever. But just something to put into the void. My voice is too masculine. My face is too ugly. I'm black. I look too much like a man. The jawline, the chin. Strong masculine features that'll never allow me to look or be a woman to the outward naked eye a day in my life. I can try to get a wig. It hurts me. It breaks my heart. And I can never be myself without any kind of discrimination. People are always going to be able to see through no matter what. And they're going to treat me with so much disrespect. I can't be myself because I'm going to go outside and get, most likely, my head blown off. Because of, YNs, as they say. Certain stereotypes are true. And in the black community, yeah, it's a lot of anger. It breaks my heart. I wish it could be different. I wish I could do something different about that. I wish I could be a different type of black person or something. Spread that love, that My Little Pony love, that Izzy Moonbow, whatever her name was, and just be like, oh man, my city and my town, South Carolina, they're so sad and down and country. Man, maybe I can spread some magic and joy. No, this is the real world. So as much as you love that stuff, it is what it is. But I just kind of wanted to I guess get that out there. My one and only little video that no one's gonna ever come across. I was just seeing this lady, I believe her name was Mickey. Some photographer lady just came out. We got Gooseworks, we got the Amazing Digital Circus, and their whole show, which is about being trans and coming out and stuff like that. And you can't even look up being trans. You know what those people have in common? They're white. They're not a person of color. It's a whole lot easier to come out when you're one of the pretty ones, when you look good. You can put on, or just grow your hair out. I can grow my hair out, but it's thick and not pretty. And black women are already called masculine. So imagine if, imagine. It's a cruel world out here, and you don't ask to be who you want to be. And no, it's nobody's fault that they're born whatever race they're born. It's just the fact that a lot of people don't even understand their own privileges. And, because, admitting the same as the disgusting people that oppress us until we literally drop dead. And even afterwards, slander your entire life, legacy. Like, it would just, hey, they were just a bad person. That was a man wearing dresses. How dare they? They're going to hell. That's what God wants. You're going to hell. We're not wrong for how we're thinking. They give you all the lies. Be yourself. Love yourself. That doesn't matter who you are. Being queer is okay. Being gay is okay. Love yourself. And then, okay, I'm gay, I'm queer, I'm this, I'm that. Oh, what? What? Over my dead body. Like, I guess, just kind of wanted to get this out there. Definitely sucks. And being trans should not feel like a liability. You shouldn't feel like a liability for being trans. And I hope this impacts somebody. But I guess I just look like a guy. Kind of just saying this rather than what I want to be. But it is what it is. See the beard shadow. See the no hair. Going through crises. Cut my hair. No point in growing it out. It's no point in trying to be anything else. I might as well just be a blue pill or red pill, as they say. But I'm going back into the real world and leaving the Matrix. There's no point even, but it's like once you've already seen it, you can't go back. But it's just like, it is what it is. It's just you just hate yourself. And it is what it is. I can wear wigs or whatever, but never going to be able to really be myself. Never going to be able to be myself. Never going to be able to be who I want to be. Might as well just be angry all day and look in the mirror all day and say, I look stupid. Like Jax. So I hope you guys have a good one.